Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? This is Conor.
I'm Rangru, lo lo lo.
And folks, we're going back to the map of Shechedra and haven't been here in a while, but Rang, who are we seeing here?
Left hand side in blue, we have Vasiliy Chapayez playing as 14th Infantry with balanced income. And on the right hand side, we have Ludojad playing as 1st Polish Infantry Division with a flat line income.
You know, obviously we see an airstats opening over here from the German player.
Yep.
From the Polish side of things, it kind of feels like just a modified Soviet opening, generally.
Yeah, we got the Jeeps with the flames, we got Jeeps with machine guns, not much in terms of armor, very standard Soviet infantry opening. But that's what, Polish infantry is a very standard Soviet infantry deck, with a lot of infantry and a lot of cheap tanks.
I'm actually surprised that the 14th is not really investing as much into the southern town.
Yeah, maybe he realizes he's not going to have as good of a chance down here. I actually find it quite funny up north we have like the Battle of Infantry support guns here at long range.
Yes.
It happens every time on this map. Both players always bring up, infantry support guns along this hill, AT guns, and keep them out in the open. But Vasiliy is going to be punishing that hard. And same thing with Ludo. Both of them getting bombers to bomb the everlasting Jesus out of the other.
Well, and that's what you want to have. You want to have God on your side, I suppose. So, I mean,
exactly.
500 kilograms coming down on this IG-18. And there's actually, I'm not sure you can early remnants of both a captured Zis, I want to say, as well as another IG-18. So, despite the fact that the Soviets have taken losses, they come out ahead.
Yeah, they're still doing pretty good, 14-10. The real big thing for Ludo here is actually pushing along this end of the map, getting a foothold onto the other, like 2 hills. Because once you capture that hill, you pretty much win the match, I'd say, because you can just cover so much from that position. You put AT guns there, you can start pushing up north and down south. It's a really holds the map together,
But that's the thing too, is that I feel like Vasiliy over here has kind of opened up rather meekly. He's gotten a lot of troops in one area, but he's not really dominated any portion of the map.
Yeah, that's just the 14th problem. Their infantry is okay. You usually have to kind of rely more on Ersatz opening and maybe like grenadiers, because a lot of your core infantry are like, you really want to get them in B phase because your availability for them in A phase is not good. I mean, you have some Startroop squads with, assault rifles and Molotovs, but not a lot of them. While with, the good old Polish opener, you just have so many dudes, and they're really well equipped with semi-auto rifles and anti-tank rifles.
And even the machine guns. I mean, even a shitty machine gun is better than no machine gun whatsoever. Yeah. And the airsats, well, they don't have any machine guns, so...
They lose automatically in that department.
Yes, they do. Not for nothing. Where'd that T-34
go? Maybe around Kaboom?
No,
he happens
to the north.
He's to
the north. He's actually north of that forest.
He's all cuddled up with some half tracks and infantry. And now he's going to try to do a little flanker-rooney.
Unfortunately for him, the only flanker-rooney he might get is on some of that infantry in that northern forest. And I think that's actually why we're seeing all these stroke keeping brought on in. I think this is going to be, you got at least one going to the north, then the 2 T-34Es coming in as well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, geez, the Poles, I'd really like to malign the Poles for a second, but they are just, there's just so many of them.
Yeah. They've just always win in the numbers department. Especially against, 14, which doesn't have the numbers, so to speak, or really the quality when it comes to infantry. But you do have good tanks. Your Stugs can fight off against T-34s rather efficiently, and then you got the Tigers and solid anti-tank guns to work with.
That's true, but right now you actually have to get to that phase B to pick them up with any kind of real numbers. And we're seeing right now that middle hill that you were talking about, the Soviets coming out of one bush and trying to go into another one, even as the stroke to the north goes down, leaving really just that looks up against what is going to amount to 2 or 3 T-34s by itself.
Luke's trying to chase down, gonna be suffering some pretty heavy 50 cal fire. I'd be quite surprised if the 50 cals are actually killing. I mean, turret is stuck, and
that's a PTRD.
Oh, never mind.
The 50 cal is quite deadly, don't get me wrong, but that's the PTRD right there.
That was the sniper shot, yeah.
Or maybe the OPRD, if you want to call it that. But this forest is slowly getting reduced, and even with this ME-410 coming on in to drop that one lone bomb, that's not going to be enough to retard the entire assault.
Nope. Like, suppresses a few of them, but Ursat can only do so much.
Exactly it. And we have a couple squads of infantry being brought on in. Yes, we have a couple squads of air sats trooping to come pick up a couple of territories to the north. But down to the south as well, too. I mean, geez. Yes, a couple of Strokey squads do go down again and again, but we just have more T-34 East being brought on in. And it feels like the Poles are really barely breaking a sweat for getting this 18-6.
Yeah, he's just pushing really hard. It's just a lot of empty areas of the map, really, that Ludo is exploiting. He just has, just has the numbers. I mean, up north, the Germans are in their little pocket, yeah, and all it really takes is maybe some artillery or a bombing run, and all those guys will be, buggered.
Even the air sats troop are not going to be able to get to the front. I wonder if Even's going to take that. Hillside does go over to the Soviets in the meantime. That central position is going to go. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. I feel like what needs to happen is like Grenadier Fuhrer needs to go down. That's the real time-dependent characteristic here.
Yeah, because that's keeping the pocket together.
Mm-hmm. What else is coming on up? Oh, Grenadier DPs. Yes, we have tanks shelling the road. You know what we should do? Let's use that road.
He's bringing up a Tiger, to be fair, and that can easily kill some T-34s, but...
Oh, no doubt. But just the rate of killing is just not going to be pound per pound what you need.
Yeah.
And even if he just bombs it, to just kind of keep it out of the fray for the time being. Yep, that's a T-34 down. There's still 2 more there, and 2 half-tracks, and all infantry in the woods. It's 15-9 still. It's not really looking too cheery already.
No, it is not. That northern road is just, T-34's in a really good position, like you said, to just pick off stuff as they, reinforcements come in. Tiger, however, is going to be forcing those T-34s back, giving Vasiliy a little bit of time to try to take some territory, but losing that center position it's going to be an uphill battle to take that back.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Meanwhile, we have a Strelky squad kind of going mano y doso between the Grenadier DP and an air sats troop, and that's supporting fire from these T-34s. There's also a bombing run that's going to look for the air sats troop, and oddly enough. I suppose it makes sense. You got to take that out, take that flag, and just make that pain just a little bit more keenly felt.
Mm-hmm.
And there we go.
We do have a fighter coming in, trying to chase down the IL-2. Only a J-88, so... I mean, Asi has reasonable amount of firepower to kill it, but good luck turning. Good luck.
Exactly, and I think should we do a Soviet fighter coming in as well? Yep, we have a Yak coming in, so... Even with the funky deflection ranges and everything, we have the turret actually going the other direction too, so...
Yeah.
Bizarrely enough, this might be the most even fight we've seen in the wild in the air. That's just because nobody can fire on everybody else.
I know. Well, the Yak's gonna get right behind.
Landing gear, we don't need that, we can crash. Well, in the IL-2, wait, he's trying to align over here too. This is really, really bizarre.
Yeah. IL-2 actually has a pretty good chance because of, he's just as slow as a J-88.
Yes. Oh, but
there we go.
That positive exit vector does not pay off, and the Ju-88 goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the north, it is worth noting that the half-tracks are taken out, except there's 2 T-34s hunkering behind that forest here. Regrettably, even with the Tiger in the area, you cannot send it in unsupported, and what infantry you're using for support, well, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah. It really seems like Vasiliy has just been buggered because he's playing more for, B-phase, C-phase division, and he has a little bit too little in A-phase to really hold off, especially against a very strong A-phase division like Poles.
Just want to make a quick call. Go down to the south. You are going to see a AT grenade. There goes a stroke.
Yeah, boom.
Interesting. A late A flak Vierling. The Yak is probably going to go down here. The guy he's already trailed a lot of smoke, and you know what your mother says: if you smoke, well, your life expectancy goes down quite a bit.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to be smoking in planes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they have the little signs that say like no, por favor, no musar or something like fubar.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise things will become fubar.
Or am
And
I
sure
meant to do
enough.
with my royalty-free cigarette show? I mean, that's why they have them at the airport when you go past the terminal, so you can
That's
smoke
true.
on the plane, right?
That's exactly it. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right. I mean, why else would you call them Lucky Strikes?
yeah. I've seen movies in the 60s, that's what they all did.
True. True. And let's not even get into the love scenes afterwards. Southern Town, in the meantime, property values are in the red. Very much in the red. And I don't know if a little bit of injection of life is going to come anything back to the direction. No, it's 24. Yikes.
Yikes, indeed. It'd actually be quite funny if Ludo could get all the flags on the map. I think we've seen that once.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
ages ago, but not a common occurrence for obvious reasons.
And honestly, we usually tend to shy away from those matches just because of
Mm-hmm.
the we're not in this to shame anybody. We're only here to get better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the descents over here, basically the discount descent, Tanko descent Nikki, kind of chilling, doing their thing.
Half track's really doing the heavy lifting here, helping out.
And unfortunately, it looks like this map is turning into that little blue pill after 4 hours. As we're looking a little bit. Oh, never mind. There we go.
Oh yeah, it's starting to
A little bit more elephantine here.
I do love the map art with the whole frontline system. That's the best thing that Eugene has done with these Steel Division games is the abstract art that comes from the front line.
Yeah, I kind of wish people would go and track them, like send in like their finest screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you need help making it or not. This is all art here. Just
People
like, yikes. Sorry, go ahead.
people should try and make like faces and actual artwork using like Steel Division thing because you can do like the blobs and behind
Yeah.
enemy lines. You could actually probably make some pretty cool art.
I kind of feel like I want to start up like a soft contest over that right now. We are seeing, by the way, it is 19.5. We're into the last 65 seconds. I don't think we're going to see a perfect storm, perfect sweep here.
No.
But Ludo does seem to be, I say that joke all the time, but in the pole position.
Yeah,
So.
he's holes are a very good division when handled correctly, and just a flood of cheap infantry mixed in with a little bit of air power and cheap support works really well. Also, to be fair for Vasiliy, 14th it's a terrible division. It's a B tier division, but really it feels more C tier just because it's an infantry division, but the infantry is really bad. It's not good at all, and you don't get too much of it. I mean, you got some STG troops, but really just relying on grenadiers and regular grenadiers are pretty. Ugh.
Well, and that's the unfortunate thing is that infantry divisions are viable in the Western theater, not in the Eastern. At least not
Yeah.
in these maps. I mean, yikes. So much open ground. It takes you so long to get there. This is not an easy thing to kind of take up.
The nice thing of the Soviet infantry divisions like Poles is you actually got a few half tracks with the tank Thessaloniki troops and cheap tanks, so you can actually do a little bit of fast mechanized warfare and capture a point.
True. And honestly, Katie's exactly what we expect here for the most part, just because of those really, really expensive vehicles comparatively going and down over here for Vasiliy.
Yeah.
And just the infantry game, which is, the force was not strong with him today.
No, it was not, and yeah, I mean 14th can work when you get into B and C phase, but it can be tough to get you, as we can see in previous replays with 14th. Usually you lose so hard in A phase, yeah. Even if they do get to B and C phase and hold out, they just don't have the momentum to push back.
I feel like they're much more 2v2 kind of division. You can't work them 1v1 very effectively, but they can be that kind of stopgap on if their bodies in the line kind of division that you need in the team game.
Yeah. I do wish maybe we saw a little bit more Luke's play in the towns.
Also true.
Because that helps, like, just autocannons in general. And mortars help you win town fights.
True. Actually, very little artillery outside of the initial IG-18s. But in any case, now I'm actually kind of excited for this whole kind of crazy map things you can make in SD2. Honestly, if people start posting, pictures to us, I don't know. I kind of want to start a contest for that, but we'll see how that works out.
It'd actually be pretty cool.
But folks, While you are already musing about what kind of crazy creations you can make on maps, if you want to go for some classic art, by the way, go for it. I think Frank and I are going to call it quits from this particular replay and see you guys all in a little bit. I guess until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Mangru, take it easy.